Hi, welcome to Awaken My Soul Yoga with me, Sharon. So as you can see, I've taken it back outside. It's an absolutely gorgeous day, so wanted to bring you here into my beautiful space, my beautiful home, the high country of North Carolina, and we'll do a nice gentle flow here for the next 20-30 minutes. But enjoy the outside and turn that volume up, and let's get started. So we're going to start seated. So just get into a comfortable seated position. Legs can be crossed or your legs can be outstretched. And we're just going to place our palms down on our knees and just ground ourselves here for just a few moments. So it's a little bit of a breezy day. And I've added a little fuzz ball to my microphone here. So if you see that on my lapel, that's what that's for. Hoping that muffles the breeze a little bit. So just close our eyes, everyone. And just gently breathe. Just notice your breath. As you inhale and exhale. And as I like to start all of my practices, we're going to do 3 sigh breaths. So you can have your eyes closed or open. Go ahead and inhale deep through your nose. And open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale deep through your nose. As you inhale, let the shoulders rise and the chest expand. Inhaling deep. And then open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Let everything deflate. Let the shoulders lower. Third and final. Inhale deep. Expand the belly, expand the chest. Let the shoulders rise. And then exhale, open your mouth and let it go. And come back to your natural breath. Now tapping into that Ujjayi breath. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your nose. Putting a little raspiness, a little contraction in the back of your throat as you exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. So focus on your breath right now. We did a practice last week focusing on just different breathing techniques. So I want you to listen to your breath. I want you to notice your breath. As you inhale, imagining all of that oxygen, rejuvenation, cleansing comes in, and then as you exhale, letting go anything that's not going to serve you here in the next few moments that we're together. Any of that outside disruption, just let it go. See if you can clear your mind. One more round of breath. Beautiful. Blink your eyes open if they're closed. Here comes a big gust of wind. The earth exhaling. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms up and look up towards your fingertips. Palms are facing each other. And I am off the side of the road, so you might hear some cars driving by. It's kind of a remote area, so not too many, but yeah, people live everywhere in these mountains. So look up, expand your chest. And then exhale, fold it forward. Flatten your palms, walk your hands forward, drop your chin towards your chest. Feel that stretch in the low back and the hips. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the right side. So walk your hands to the right side and square your shoulders over this right knee. Make sure you don't lift that left hip up. Keep it engaged on your floor, your mat, wherever you're practicing.
And breathe a little side body stretch here. Breathe that breath all the way down that left side. Walk your hands back to center. And let's go over to the left side. So I'm walking my hands over to the left, squaring my shoulders over this left knee and making sure that this right hip is still engaged with the mat. Drop your chin to your chest and breathe. Sending that breath all the way down the right side body. Fantastic. Walk your hands back to center. Then we're going to walk them back up towards our body. And we're going to come onto all four, meaning the hands and the knees. So we're coming to our tabletop. I'm going to turn sideways here for you. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Let's roll through some cat-cow. So inhale, lift your chest up, drop your belly. Tuck your toes, push that tailbone up and back, and just feel the extension of your spine. And then on your next exhale, bring that chin into your chest and curl the spine. Push the belly button towards the sky, press the palms into the mat, press the shins, and flatten those feet. Flexing our spine forward, just waking everything up. Next inhale, lift it up, cow. And exhale, curl it down, cat. Let's do this to breath, everyone. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl it down. One more round. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, curl it down. Beautiful. Bring it to a nice flat back. We're going to extend the left fingertips forward and we're going to straighten that right knee and lift the heel back. So we're balancing our table. And if you'd like, stay right here or bend that back knee and reach back. And let's balance this bow. So I'm going to reach back for my toes, kick my foot into my hand, look down for balance, look up for a challenge. Nice little back bend feel here, and just starting off our balance. On your next exhale, release the toes, extend everything out, and then bring it down, 4 on the floor. Let's go to the other side. Right hand extends forward, left fingertip or left foot goes back. Engage the glutes there. Hold it here if that's enough for you, balancing your table, or bend that back knee, reach back for your toes, kick the foot into your hand, lift up, look up if you will. But if you need a little extra help and balance, you can look down. One more breath. Beautiful. Release the toes, extend it out, bring it down, 4 on the floor. Hello, my friend. Walk your hands, one hand print forward. Tuck those toes. And now we're going to lift our hips up, straighten your knees, come into our downward dog. So natural, we like to walk our dogs, especially the first one. So that means paddle your feet. Push one heel down while you lift the opposite. And then bring the feet together to touch for balance here at the back of your mat. We're going to lift the right toes up, 3-legged dog. And then bend and straighten that right knee. So bend it out. Get a little fluid going in that knee. And then keep the knee bent and open up the hips. So we're dropping the foot back behind us, stacking the hips and looking up underneath that right elbow. Beautiful view. One more breath. Extend that right toe back up to the sky. Straighten the knee. Look forward. Now let's step that right foot forward. Drop the back knee. Low crescent lunge. Get your base nice and strong. Bring the upper arms up. Lift up. Breathe. I don't know if you notice, I have my back toes tucked here. You can have that foot flat for stability. I like to add a little toe stretch and bottom of my foot stretch, so I tuck the toes. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the hands down.
Leave the left hand to your mat inside this right foot and reach the right fingertips up high. So it's a lunging twist. You can stay here with that back knee down or lift that back knee up if you'd like. Get a little more fire in those quads. And I'm just enjoying my view. Breathe. One more breath. Nice. Bring that right hand down. Let's frame that right foot. Step that back foot in 1 or 2 steps. Straighten that right knee, head to knee. Let's tap into that hamstring back here on this right side. How's that feel? Ooh, could be tight. Probably is. If this is your first movement of the day, even if you've been busy all day. Did you stretch your hamstrings yet? Probably not. So I'm dropping my chin to my chest and my forehead towards that right shin. And I'm breathing, right? One more breath here. Plant your hands and bend that front knee. Now sweep that right leg back to that 3-legged dog. Give it a couple kicks. And then bring it down to meet the right. Both feet are down the center for stability. Let's do the opposite side. Left toes fly. Bend and straighten that left knee. And then keep the knee bent. And drop the foot back behind us. Stacking the hips. Opening up the hips. And try not to compromise the upper body. So try to keep those shoulders still square. Maybe peek underneath this left elbow. And breathe. Straighten that left leg. Toes fly to the sky. Look forward. Step that left foot in between your hands. Drop that back knee down. Low crescent lunge. Notice that back toe. I'm tucking it. Stretching the back of my foot. Sink my hips down. And then lift up. Reach up. And breathe. So your inhales, you want to try to concentrate them from the bottom of the rib cage upwards. So just imagine that breath as you inhale, lifting it upward. Beautiful. And then on your exhale, we're going to bring the hands down. That right hand's going to stay inside the left foot. And I'm going to twist it over to the right side. Twisting over to the right. Runner's lunge with a twist. Lift that back knee if you like. Beautiful sunshine, springtime in the air, new beginnings, right? One more breath. Bring that left hand down, frame this front foot, step that back foot in, 2 steps. Straighten that left knee, head to knee, hamstring stretch, folding at the waist, drawing my forehead towards this left shin. I'm propped up on both sides with my fingertips. And breathe. Try to square those hips towards the top of your mat. And you'll feel it a little more here on the outer hip on this left side. One more breath. Beautiful. Plant your hands, bend that front knee, and then sweep that left leg back. 3-legged dog. Give it a couple kicks. And then bring it down to meet the right. Downward dog. We're going to separate our feet hip width apart. And then let's walk our hands back towards our feet. Back of our mat. Feet are hip width apart, hanging like rag dolls. Bend in those knees. Rest your chest on your thighs. Let the hands just drop to the mat. Or maybe you grab opposite elbows. Let the head hang heavy. Remind yourself by maybe shaking your head yes and no. One more breath here. Beautiful. Release the elbows if you have them. And then let's walk the hands forward. We're going to come to our first plank position. So plank position, those hands come underneath our shoulders and the body is staff straight and the heels are pushed back. Now, if this is too much, you can do half plank. I love half plank. Same thing, just drop those knees. Shoulders are stacked above our wrists. And our tail is tucked, so it's not sticking up. It's not sagging down low. It's nice and strong. Still that core
power, core strength. Plank position, hold it for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to the knees, everybody. So if you're in half plank, just stay there. And we're going to keep that left knee on the mat. And we're going to bring that left hand underneath us. Stretch that right toe back behind us. We're going into a side plank, a little modified with that knee down. Lift the right fingers high. Open up this right side. And breathe. Bring that right hand down and let's reverse it out. So right hand's underneath our chest down the center, right knee stays center. I kind of swivel my foot out a little bit towards the right edge. Extend the left toes back behind you, and then let's open up this left side. Side plank, left fingertips to the sky, stacking our shoulders and breathing. Bring that left hand down now to meet the right. 4 on the floor. Walk the hands forward, lift the hips up, downward dog once again. Look forward. Let's get that right foot forward in between our hands. So step it forward, spin that back heel down, and that foot's at 45-degree angle. Lunge into that right knee. Lift up, nice base here, and then expand. Warrior 1. Breathe. Open it up, warrior 2. So we have that same stance and the arms are outstretched and those shoulders are over our hips, remember? We're not leaning forward, not yet at least. We're engaging those hip flexors. Breathe deep. Flip that front palm and let's reverse this warrior. So the left hand comes down that back leg, right fingertips go to the sky. Open up that right side body. Another car coming by. Bring it back to your warrior 2. Beautiful. We're going to go triangle pose. So here's where we do actually lean. So I'm going to straighten that front knee and I'm going to walk this back foot in just a little bit, shorten my stance. Arms are outstretched. Got a nice triangle shape here in my legs. Then I'm going to reach the right fingertips forward, reach, 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 till I can't reach anymore, and then I'll tick-tock those arms to that 12 and 6 o'clock. So you can float this bottom hand for strength, or you can use that shin as a prop. Either way, triangle pose, stacking the shoulders, tucking the belly, and one more breath. Inhale, lift it up. Beautiful. Let's do a balance. Let's bring those prayer hands to our hearts. Spin your heart forward. Pull your weight over the right foot and the right leg, and then peel the back toes off your mat. And that can be real low, wherever you feel, however your balance is today. You can even have that big toe resting on the mat. You're still balancing. Or you can go for it. That T shape. Beautiful. Looking ahead of my mat here. For stability, I've got my prayer hands, but you can do whatever you like. You can fly like an airplane. I like the prayer hands. Keeps me nice engaged and focused at my heart. One more breath. Drop the hands to the mat and kick the left leg up. Standing split. So I'm folding at the waist, dropping my chin to the chest, left toes fly, and then bring the left foot down to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reverse your swan dive, push those hips forward, fingertips back, bring the prayer hands to your heart, place the prayer hands at your heart, close your eyes for a moment, reset, feel that right side. We'll get over to our left side. We'll let this little gust of wind pass us by. Just imagining, though, that being the exhale of the earth and just allowing everything to release as you exhale.
releasing tensions and anxiety, toxins. One more round of breath here as we reset, working to the other side. Beautiful. Blink your eyes open if they're closed still. Sweep your arms up. Reverse your swan dive. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands. We're going to step that right foot back now. Spin that back heel down, 45-degree angle. So I'm lunging into this left knee. Warrior one on this left side. Again, remember that breath is coming from the bottom of the rib cage upward. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Breathing in strong. Nice. Spin it open to our warrior two. So my base is exactly the same. My arms are outstretched. And remember, I'm not leaning forward. I'm staying stacked above my hips. Beautiful. Warrior two. Watch that front knee. It'll want to come inward. Keep it above the ankle. Let's reverse that warrior. Flip that front palm and sweep it up overhead. Slide the right hand down that back leg. And breathe down this whole left side body. Bring it back to your warrior two. Then we went to that triangle pose. So straighten that front knee. I'm going to step that back foot in just a little bit. And I've got a nice triangle shape here, my legs. Arms are outstretched. Reach those left fingertips towards the top of my mat till I cannot reach anymore. Then I tick-tock those arms, triangle pose. Stack your shoulders, hover the bottom hand or use that left leg as a prop. Looking up towards my right fingertips if I can, but if your neck says no, you can look down. Here comes a truck. Gonna be a little loud, triangle pose. On your next inhale, so see if you can time it. Inhaling, lifting the chest up. Let's go for that balance. Bring those prayer hands to your heart. Spin that heart forward. Lean. Whoa, get your balance, Sharon. Bring that weight over the left leg. Peel the back toes off the mat. I'm going for prayer hands, but you can let them fly. Either way, put fire in that foot behind you. Make sure that glute is working, no matter how high that back leg is. One more breath here. Beautiful. Drop your hands to the mat. Kick the right leg up to the sky, standing split. Drawing my forehead towards this left shin. And the right toes are flying to the sky. One more breath. And then bring that right foot down to meet the left. Forward fold. So we're here at the top of our mat, and we're going to do a little yogi squat. So walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat and spin the toes outward. And then you're going to start to sink your hips down in between. And depending on how your knees are and how your knees feel, you can release the hands off your mat. Bring the prayer hands towards your heart. And I'm pressing my elbows into the inner thigh and the inner knee, trying to straighten my back as much as I can. And again, if that's too much on your knees, leave your hands here and just squat as far as you can. Yogi squat. You feel that stretch right there in that inner thigh. Breathe into that. Prayer hands at your heart. Press those palms together to push the knees out if you're all the way out there. One more breath. Beautiful. If your hands are not already on the mat, place them on the mat. Let's lift the hips, straighten the knees. Bring the feet in about hip width apart. Now pick a bind. So most common bind would be peace fingers around these big toes, sealing it at the top with the thumb. But maybe you flip the palms and you step your feet on top of the palms. But maybe you don't have access there. Maybe you just grab the back of the shins or the knees. Whatever your bind is, use that bind with your breath. So we're forward folded. Our head hangs heavy. Make sure you shake it yes and no. Beautiful. And with each breath,
On the exhale, see if you can pull a little bit deeper. So sometimes I like to inhale, lift up slightly, and then exhale, pull a little bit deeper. You've got 3 more breaths here. Each breath a little deeper. Final one. Beautiful. Go ahead and release your bind. Flatten your palms. Walk your feet back. You're going to come back to your tabletop position. Let's swivel onto one hip. And let's open ourselves up wide for some wide seated. Nice. Oh, what a glorious day. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm enjoying just this whole new venue of YouTube. At some point, I'd love to go live. So give me your feedback on that. If you want to do any kind of live class, a live workout with me, that would be awesome. Live yoga. All right, we're here down the center. Our legs are outstretched. Maybe pull a little bit of glutes out so you have a nice, good grounding here underneath your sits bones. Inhale, we're going to reach those arms up. And then we're going to extend it forward. So we're going to flatten the palms and we're going to walk those hands forward and then drop your chin down towards your chest. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Now remember again, we've done this before. Notice your feet. Are they just relaxed? See if you flex the toes, what happens. Drawing those toes back towards the hip points. And then point your toes. Each one gives you a little different sensation. So pick one. Now let's do 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. With each exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, maybe walk those fingertips a little bit further forward. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Nice. Walk the palms back. Sweep the left leg to meet the right or the right to meet the left. I'm going towards my right, so walk those fingertips back behind you. And I'm going to bend those knees. I'm reversing the table. It's a counter pose for what we did, flexing those hips. So press the feet into the mat, lift the hips up. And once you've got those hips as high as you feel you can go, drop your head back. And if your neck says, no, I'm not doing that, you can always keep your chin to your chest. One more breath. Drop the hips down now. Come back to a seated position. We're going to draw the bottom of our feet together to touch. So we're in a butterfly pose. One more seated pose before we get to our back. So we're going to pick a bind. What I want to try to do with everyone is everyone grab your ankles. So I want you to grab your ankles, and then I want you to get your elbows wedged in here into the inner thigh inside the knee. And with a flat back, a straight back, see if you can look ahead of your toes here as you start to fold yourself forward. So you're pulling on your ankles and you're pushing on that inner thigh and you're keeping those shoulders away from your ears. So lower those shoulders down, look forward, and see there is a natural curve into our spine, but we're not all curved forward like a yin style pose. We're a little more engaged. So 3 breaths here. Ready? So I'm pulling on my ankles and I'm pushing on my knees. Pushing. And I'm looking forward and I'm dropping those shoulders down. One more breath. Beautiful. Release those ankles. Come back to our reverse table. Just a counter pose. Hands behind us, fingertips facing our hips. Lift your hips up. Drop the head back. Reverse your table. And then find your seat.
Go ahead and out, stretch your legs, and we're gonna lower ourselves all the way down. Feet together, arms up overhead, big long stretch here. Inhale deep, open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Let's do that one more time. Inhale deep. Feel that breath go from the fingertips all the way to the toes. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Bring your arms down by your sides. We're going to bring that right knee in towards our chest and give it a hug. And then we're going to spinal twist here. So left leg is outstretched, and I'm going to scooch onto this left hip a little bit so then I can draw that right knee all the way over to the left side. So right knee goes all the way to the left side. Open those arms up to a T. Spin your chin in the opposite direction of the knee. Feel that full spinal twist here. Drawing that right shoulder closer and closer to the mat. And breathe that in. And breathe that out. Bring everything back to center. And we'll do the left side. So here we go, left side. Gotta get my little microphone out of the way. Left knee comes into my chest. Right leg is stretched out, flat on the mat. And then I drop the left knee over to the right side. So I come onto this right hip a little bit so I can bring the knee all the way down to the mat, to the floor. Now open those arms up to a T and spin your chin in the opposite direction of your knee. So I'm spinning it to the left, trying to draw this left shoulder closer and closer towards my mat. Full spinal twist. Lumbar portion of my spine, thoracic portion of my spine, and the cervical portion of your spine. All those vertebrae twisting on top of each other. One more breath. Fantastic. Let's bring it all back to center. Bend your knees. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to straighten our feet up overhead. So it's a simple inversion. Just bringing the feet above the heart. How often do we do that? And I'm being selfish because I'm underneath this beautiful tree and I have the white puffy clouds floating by, that beautiful breeze. Laying on my back here, I have a beautiful view. So maybe you just imagine that, close your eyes, and just letting that circulatory system work a little bit harder all day long. Gravity's pushing you down. We reverse that in this pose, in our inversions. So everything has to work a little bit harder. And we know when we work a little bit harder, we get stronger. 3 more breaths here. Go ahead and bend your knees. Bring the bottom of your feet together to touch, just like our butterfly pose when we were seated, but this time we're on our back. So it's a supine butterfly, meaning on your back. Bottom of the feet together to touch, and my knees are coming out side to side. It's a nice opening in the hips, and I'm going to bring my arms out to a cactus, goalpost arms on either side. Receiving gesture. Receiving the new beginnings. Inhaling and exhaling the past and what has happened, And we move forward from here. One more breath. Go ahead and flatten your feet now. Final pose is Shavasana. So outstretch your legs. Bring them at least hip width apart, or maybe towards the edges of your mat, and let those toes just fly outward. You can bring the arms down by your side if you like. I'm going to keep mine in cactus, just a nice open heart pose. Shavasana, corpse pose. Most important pose in our whole practice. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to marinate in our pretty easy, gentle flow. And just take in this beautiful space, this beautiful world, and new beginnings. I'm going to bring myself to seated, but feel free to keep yourself in Shavasana and let the video run out and just stay in that reflective mode, that meditative mode. Or you can join me coming back up right into our seated. Maybe roll to one side, press yourself up. Come back to that comfortable seated position. Bring your prayer hands towards your heart and drop your chin down towards your fingertips. Ooh, we got a big gust of wind. I want to thank everyone for joining me. Thank you for coming outside with me, enduring the elements. Hopefully this video turns out okay and you're able to enjoy it just as much as I am. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. Namaste.